could be this stupid. I mean, there is this number spoofing scam going on, so I mean, I have to assume this is this. Besides, there's no court case that has my name on it. So this scam artist is like, "Good morning. I've been asked to advise you of your upcoming hearing scheduled on 5/13/21 at 9 a.m. in courtroom 2 at the federal court in Eugene, Oregon. The court has scheduled this as an in-person hearing. Should you have any question, your attorney has also been provided notification." Now, I'll show you the response. I mean, there's nothing else to really say besides that. First of all, there's no such place as the federal court in Eugene. It doesn't exist. You Google it, and what you're going to come up with is these three addresses: U.S. District Court Clerk Wayne Lehman Morse, United States Courthouse, and U.S. District Judge, all with specific addresses, none of them, of course, named Eugene Federal Court. So I just sent him a quick, this fraudster here, basically. "I've got to be at the federal courthouse in Eugene at a specific time, according to the unidentified supposed representative of the United States Court, who strangely named a facility courthouse that doesn't exist. The only three federal courts in the city of Eugene, Oregon are Wayne Lehman Morse, United States Courthouse, U.S. District Judge, and Clerk of Courts. There is no place named Eugene Federal Court in Eugene." That's the problem with you Nigerian scam con artists, is your unfamiliarity with our infrastructure and procedures and protocols for such a highly structured excuse me, for such a highly structured and regulated thing, such as the third branch of our government. No way on this earth would a real rep of the U.S. courts be so sloppy and vague. You need to find a legitimate job, you fraudster. That's what I write in that. Now, I'll show you what the rest of the response is. I also addressed the fact that, let me show you this real quick, to the scam artist, whoever the hell this guy is. "Hey, let's not forget about the ridiculous assertion that the shadow, unnamed, fake U.S. courts rep that was asked to make an official advisement by presumably a different unnamed individual with the U.S. courts to an unnamed court case, the identified party of the case is to go to a non-existent federal courthouse that has no specific address to it. But the laughable part is there is no in-person appearances going on, a little bug going around called COVID-19. So here's the actual standing order right here of Marco Hernandez of this district saying, hey, there ain't going to be no in-person court appearances unless it's very, very urgent reason and all the parties agree to do it. Okay, so I say, who is this message for? Who are you? Who asked you to advise me? Whoever you are, you don't even address the person by name. This must be spam or phishing. An authentic and official notice to a real court proceeding would certainly name the party in the communication. Failure to address the communication to any specific person would provide an opportunity for the party who is being advised to confidently and accurately state no notification was given to me. That's my name, and I have not received any form of notification that is addressed to me. Certainly, a court of law understands the importance of notifications being addressed to a specific party's name. A real message from a real person with U.S. courts would never fail to address the party to whom they are giving a written advisement of upcoming court appearance. Fail to identify themselves, fail to identify the mysterious individual who asked them, the supposed unnamed person, to give advisement to this unnamed party to an unidentified federal court case, not to mention not even providing an address to this federal court in Eugene. Google has 8 states in the United States with a city named Eugene. Perhaps the party would just take a shot at which of the 8 cities from California, Florida, Michigan, Idaho, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, and Oregon are the correct place where the unnamed court case is to be called into session. That's a 12 and a half chance to get the correct city. But if the unnamed party were to stumble upon the correct Eugene, that would not be good enough. If it happened to be, for example, Eugene, Oregon, it would be an impossible task to be present for the unnamed court case before the unnamed magistrate or judge at 9:30 because when the non-existing name of the United States courthouse you claim a person who may be reached at this number has a in-person court appearance at the Eugene Federal Court. Searching Google Maps, it yields 3 separate addresses, of course, none of which are called Eugene Federal Court, as if I needed another reason to be convinced that this is definitely a Nigerian texting scam. But there is right in your face fact that whoever you are, you think I'm dumb enough to not catch on to the fact that this supposed U.S. court rep doesn't know the correct address to his employer and would need to make up a fictitious Fed courthouse name. Again, with zero mention of his ID, his position, the judge's name, the case name, the number, the party's name, etc., etc. Next, I guess I'm supposed to go down to a money wire service and send you a cash, irretrievable wire transfer to Nigeria, and after you've picked up the cash, you give me all the actual details that would allow me to even show up to this fictional Eugene Federal Court hustle of yours. Go play your games on some idiot. I'm not a mark. I expose fraudsters, not get taken by them. I'll tell you what, my friend, I'll give you the blueprint to a real scheme. Big money, great earnings. All you have to do is get a Green Dot prepaid card and load it up with, a penny shy of 10K and text me the account info to transfer or withdraw the balance, and I'll text you this get rich quick scheme. How does that sound? No real rep of the U.S. court would be this unprofessional. Of all things, send a text. Any person, even children, know that the U.S. court's personnel are far too professional, detail-oriented, well-trained communicators to ever text a number with a message that can be only described as incoherent, incomplete bunch of crap that begs far more questions than it provides information. Text is no way to communicate such a serious matters. I continue the other sentence. Conduct official U.S. court business. A text that's vague to the point. Vague to the point of ineffective at conveying any intelligible info. Certainly could never be utilized in a real court of law as proof of providing an official notice of a mandatory appearance, when there is a standing order that there are no mandatory appearances. I mean, who is this fucking schmuck? He must be straight out of Nigeria. I couldn't imagine a PO being that dumb. I mean, not even Todd the fraud's that stupid. That's just too much, man. So anyways, somebody must have spoofed his number or something. Needless to say, unless you respond with the Green Dot card info, a penny shy 10K within 30 minutes of receipt of this deal, of a lifetime opportunity to advance your petty scam into a big leagues, I'm blocking this number and changing mine. That's what the security experts recommend. That was supposed to say online when your phone has been targeted by a fraudster. So just as promised, I'm going to block this number. Let's see. Details. How do I do this? Subject field. Help. No, I don't want that shit. Hold up. Mark is red. Choose our spam and blocked. Okay, so add one. Block that sucker. Yeah, hell yeah, it's spam. What the hell else could it be? Like I said, not even Todd the fraud's that dumb. Now, about this whole freaking jurisdiction thing, man, this is crazy. What are these freaking idiots thinking, man? I'm gonna get back on loading these videos up there. I got freaking 20, 30 videos to load here. There's a standing order right there. You ain't gonna be no in-person court hearings. That's ridiculous. It couldn't be from Todd the fraud. He knows I'm sick anyways. Let me see, where am I going here? I need to get on this. Get these videos edited. Come on, load up. Now hold up, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Let me see here. Let me get to some of this good stuff here. No, I'll go this way with it. Zero. What the hell happened to that? Here, I'm going to give you a little teaser of what I got going for Todd and these clowns over there at the courthouse. That's the wrong spot. See some of this audio stuff. Here's one for you. You see my court case still says.
Okay. But the last payment made looks like back in October for 125. Does that sound right? Yeah, that does. Broken into four. So there's several different victims. No, it was the victim was the United States of America. It was.
Here, this idiot, he doesn't even know who the victims are. That's probably how he victimized the victim, Dan Melindo, and summons him again. He says there are 4 different victims. You're the one supervising this fucking file, man. Is one money order for $800. The reason I broke it up in payments is because it's a freaking $25 a month payment schedule. So I gave him $25 increments. Keep it simple for him.
Postal money order case. So they may have broke it down in increments because I sent it to them in $25 money orders. Oh, okay. Yeah, so what I got behind, so what I basically did was, when I caught up, I just made one money order for each month I was behind, just to have it structured like that. Right. Okay. Well, like I said, the 3 primary areas that I want to discuss with you, not that will be the only things we'll discuss, but will be the restitution, the state ID, and the state case. That sounds wonderful. And your hearing on Friday with the state court is for what? It's not of any consequence. I believe it's what they call a settlement conference or a status hearing or something like that. It's basically something the attorney explained to me, that if there were an offer to be conveyed to him by the government or the state, that they would make such an offer and I could reject it.
This is my second conversation with Todd the Fraud, by the way. Second time I spoke to him, first time was in his office over Danielle Desanoy getting the police called on her for the summons, or not for the summons, but for stealing the identity of Dan Melindo. The very same meeting, they actually handed me the summons in the guy's name. So this is the second time.
That point and proceed on or accept it, so one of those kind of deals where they just get together to see if they can settle the case. And this is on both cases or just one? That's what I found interesting, because they're consolidated. So I couldn't understand why they would have a settlement and a consolidation scenario where they tied the 2 cases together, how you could settle one without the other. So I don't know. I just have to wait and see. It's a misdemeanor case is the one I'm referring to, though. I've expressed to my attorney, I don't mind telling you this, but I expressed to my attorney that I in fact want to go to trial on all of them. You have any questions for me today? No, I don't. I'll send you the confirmation confirmation of the restitution payments and that recording I spoke of earlier of the attorney.
I have a copy of the payments that you sent to the information that you sent to Danielle.
Okay.
So there it is. Todd the fraud has. This is copies of my restitution having been paid in full, although he still to this date has it on my allegations of violation of supervised release that I didn't pay restitution, although, again, it's a complete fraud. I paid the restitution in its entirety prior to the expiration of my supervised release. And here he is acknowledging it and recording one of maybe a dozen times I have him acknowledging this, so this is really just sad.
So if you just want to send me the recording, that's fine.
Yeah.
I can see that you...
He's now asking me to send him the recording of me going to the federal public defender's office on the very day that they're going to give me the summons, saying, hey, look, I'm about to be summoned. I also have called the police on the federal United States probation, so I thought maybe it'd be appropriate that I don't even go down there. It'd be a conflict of interest. They want to see me in person. I don't care to see the people that I've made claims to have victimized me in a felony crime. So, needless to say, that the federal defender sends out a woman named Irina Hughes. She's an attorney there. She immediately calls Danielle Desinoy, the person I called the police on, the U.S. probation officer, and she negotiates with her. Hey, listen, if you just go pay the balance off on this restitution, I think at that point it was like $270 of $800, then she's going to just drop the entire petition, and this stuff ends on March 11th. So I have Irina Hughes recorded saying that to me. And so what I do, I go right back right away and I go pay the restitution, come right back to their office, give them a receipt for it, thinking, okay, good. This is late February, March 11th, this is all over. Nothing happens. So I go to my initial appearance on March 11th, and then Todd calls me and I tell him, hey, look, what of this recording I have, man? I got Irina Hughes saying she's speaking to Danielle Desinoy. She strikes a deal with her. I go pay my restitution before it's over. Then the whole thing goes away. She reneges on the deal. That's what I'm talking about when I say the recording. So I'll let you listen again. I'm going to stop, and now you're going to actually hear the conversation again.
Made a payment, and then it was sent. I just can't see that it's been received and posted.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, Mr. Contanessa, thank you for your time again, and I'll get that email over to you right now.
Sounds great. Now wait, one last question.
No problem.
It looks like in your email you indicated that the receipt was for $230.
Yeah, I was...
So it's one of those deals where it's just blatantly obvious he's aware of my having paid the restitution, yet left it filed that I have not paid it. And to this day, here's the money order restitution right here. See it? Irina Hughes.
What does your schedule look like next week?
Wednesdays are always a bad deal for me. Let me look at my calendar real quick while we're talking and look for. Yeah, no, but it'll continue to go all week, several days a week. Okay, so I have a court on the 11th and I have a court on the 12th. With you guys on the 11th, with the county on the 12th, and so.
That 11th was my initial appearance. At this time, during this conversation, my term of supervised release has expired. There is no term of supervised release. He has no jurisdiction over me, but you can see by this conversation, as he continues to con and manipulate me into believing he still is my PO. Listen to what he says when we bring up the subject of Danielle Desinoy and me not having to deal with her anymore after having called the police on her. Just listen. He actually, in this conversation, is going to ask me, do I feel comfortable dealing with her any further?
The Friday or the Tuesday look good?
Tuesday the 10th?
Yeah, Tuesday the 10th is good, and also Friday the 13th. Well, that's a bad number, Friday the 13th.
What time on Tuesday the 10th do you want to come in?
The afternoons work fine, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, if that's okay with you.
1 o'clock works for me.
Okay.
Put it in my schedule right now.
Yeah, I'm doing the same, so 1 o'clock.
Now what's the easiest or quickest way to get in touch with you?
The best way is my telephone at the 305-215 number. Do you have that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's 215-9291.
Yep, I've got it.
Yeah, and then the secondary number is my wife's number. Now, see, the thing is I do a lot of woodworking and building furniture and this kind of thing,
So that's an important comment I make to him, because later on you're going to see in his memo, he says when I go leave the illegal home detention that he placed me on, and there becomes a big contentious argument, man, a real huge thing that turned into something quite serious for Todd and company. It'd be serious. For me, I'm like, these guys are complete imbeciles. They're complete lunatics. But anyways, he takes it quite serious when I say to him, hey, I need to go to the store to buy some material for work-related stuff. He says, I wasn't aware of you having any work-related or any employment or some kind of corny shit like that. When, like I'm telling him now, I do lots of work right out of my home. That's where I operate out of. Self-employed, that kind of thing. And he knew this. I mean, he knew this based on at least a dozen times we've discussed it. So astonishingly, he asked me that day, and then I give him the snide remark, like, hey, man, what's your problem? You drinking again during the day? Why don't you understand what's going on here, man? You're just completely unaware of what's happening around you. So I'm going to let it play again.
Yeah, a lot of times there's a power tool going on, so I don't hear the phone. So if I'm in the garage doing that, she's in the house likely, able to hear her phone ring, of course. So you could call her number and she can go to the garage and let me know that.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to skip over her number because it's still her number. The other number is dead. It ain't my number.
You want to get a hold of me. That way there's not these 2 or 3 hour windows where I don't return calls.
You hear what I'm saying? I'm trying to help him not have a 2 or 3 hour window in which I don't return calls. And I'm not even on supervision. It's like I'm not even subject to supervision. That shit expired. They have no jurisdiction, but I'm still trying to appease them, as I always did for the 2 years I was on supervision. It's just outrageous. Just listen to the rest of the conversation.
Okay, what's her name?
Her name's Heather. They would give you for buying a money order that size. She thanked me for doing so, and I also, Mr. John.
Confirmation or verification of the restitution payment. Confirmation or verification. Is this a mobile number?
Yes, it's a mobile number.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 541, and then.
Great. So, my hope is that next Tuesday you'll have confirmation or verification of the restitution payment.
Now, I have that already done, Mr. Johnson. I sent it to Danielle, and she thanked me for doing so, and I also gave it to the public defender who asked me to bring it to her when I had done it that day. So what I sent was the receipt from the transaction with the debit card showing that the monies that I spent and the typical receipt they would give you for buying a money order that size. And then also the postage receipt for the $26 I paid to have it overnighted to Memphis. And then also I took photographs of the express envelope after she had sealed it and placed a money order in it with the post.
Of the restitution payment.
Now, I have that already done, graph of the express envelope after she had sealed it and placed a money order in it with the postage paid on it, with it addressed and all that kind of thing. That way, it's so Memphis should have it by now. It should be definitely in their hands. Money order, I take a picture of the receipt from the transaction, and then, of course, in the sealed envelope, I typically send it priority. This time I did it express. And of course, in the sealed envelope. This number on the money order, I put, in this case, I put final restitution payment, and then I reference the case number. And typically, what I would did in the past was just put the month. I'd put.
Now, listen, you're going to see Adam Delf later talk about, he wrote a name, Dan Melindo, on a money order. This idiot doesn't realize that the case with the prosecutor's office for them to negotiate the money orders and everything, according to how they told me to do it, Western District of Tennessee, is place the case number and the name on the case. Dan Melindo and the case number. So that's what I would do. I would place the case number, the name, so that whoever the person is processing those payments could quickly access the information without any hang up. So he writes it as like it's some kind of evidence of my guilt of having utilized this name in some unscrupulous or illegal or shady type of manner. You can't make this up. The insane amount of stupidity and ignorance on display here in this Eugene district court is just epic. It's just literally epic.
April's restitution or this, that kind of thing.
You know if it's 20104 or 20155?
For the case number, just 1 second, I'll tell you. I'll look at it.
Now here's the United States probation supervisor asking me what the case number is to the restitution payments that he's supposed to be handling. And again, I only became in contact with him because I called the police on his subordinate, the person he supervises.
The photos I just took.
Looks like one's out of Florida, so maybe.
Yeah, it's not the Florida one. It's not the 004 number.
It looks like.
Okay, I'm going to go to the one where he's actually giving me the veto power.
I'm going to forward you yeah, I'm here. I'm going to forward you the little package of photographs and things I took from the post office so you have it.
The one that you sent Danielle?
Yeah, the one I sent Danielle. It also has a tracking number that will show that, in fact, it is delivered there because I just checked on it. Yeah, I prefer a different person, but is that going to help me or is that going to, I don't know.
That's where he asked me if I want to have Danielle as my probation officer. I said I prefer a different person.
Yeah, I prefer a different person, but is that going to help me or is that going to, I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about asking for that, or suggesting that.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, after our conversation the other day, do you feel like...
I got to get to the one where he actually asked me if I feel comfortable working with her again. Oh, here's where he says he's got the report from the Eugene PD.
It's Michael.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I wanted to follow up with you and just make sure that we covered all of the issues or concerns that you had the other day. I got a call from EPD about the report that you filed.
So, there it is. I mean, you could see that it is what it is, man. I'm just sick and tired of this shit. I got these people so many recordings, man. You have no idea how many recordings I have of these people just completely twisted inside and out. These people are dead busted. I mean, it's a wrap. I'm going to get off this shit right now and post this thing, man. Anybody who sees this, make the complaints, man. Call these people's bosses, complain about these crooked, corrupt U.S. court employees.